Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss an important topic that is your empowering youth towards rebuilding rural India. Okay, so let's start our discussion here. Youth-led development is the key to a nation's advancement. With about 65% of its population under 35 years of age, India is one of the youngest nations in the world. According to Census 2011 estimates, 70% of youth population in India comprises of rural youth. India's rural youth then have the potential to be the drivers of its economic engine to power its growth. For this, it is important that young people are propelled to channelize their creativity, skill, and knowledge for rebuilding rural India. A policy focus on empowering youth with an increased thrust on skill development, employment, entrepreneurship, innovation, and your talent development has been critical to the all-round development of youth. An exclusive ministry to advance skill development, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship (MSDE) was formed in 2014. The National Skill Development Mission (NSDM) was launched on July 15, 2015 to provide a strong institutional framework to implement and scale up skill development efforts across the country. Okay. Under NSDM, more than 1 crore youth are being imparted skills training annually under various long-term and short-term training programs. A number of initiatives have been taken by the government to bring in greater synergy in skill development. Initiatives improve access, increase the scale of skill development, and meet the aspirations of youth. Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kausalya Yojana (DDU-GKY) is a skill and placement initiative for rural India and one of the clusters of initiatives of Ministry of Rural Development that seeks to promote rural livelihoods under the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission (DAY) and RLM, the Mission for Poverty Reduction. Then skill development through the Rural Self-Employment and Training Institutes (RSETIS), which is shortly called RSETIS, enables trainee to take bank credit and start his or her own micro enterprise. DDU-GKY and RSETI scheme cover rural areas in all states of the country. Long-term skill training is provided through the Industrial Training Institutes, that is ITIs. Okay, ITIs, particularly those in rural areas, work on stronger collaborations with industry partners so that ITI students can be get hands-on industry exposure while undergoing training in the institutes. Such industry collaborations are also integral to post-training placements of the students. Over 1 crore candidates have been trained under the short-term training program, that is your Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana (PMKVY) that started in 2015. The 3.0 aims to achieve a more decentralized implementation structure with greater participation from states or UTs and districts. District Skill Committees (DSCs), which is shortly called DSCs, under the guidance of State Skill Development Missions (SSDM), can play a key role in identifying unique challenges, strengths, and potential that can be tapped in a district. For instance, For instance, district administration and civil society organizations that may be working in a district would know about the local skills and the local produce that can be tapped and marketed. Decentralization of skill development is important for enhancing outreach of skill training. It is also important from the point of view of social inclusion in rural areas to ensure that different social groups such as women and girls, persons with disabilities, and rural youth belonging to scheduled caste or tribes and minorities are able to easily access skill development programs. Kupwara district in Jammu and Kashmir, for instance, runs a unique initiative of mobile skill training in Kani Sal, weaving and traditional quill embroidery for women. A group of 25 to 30 women in a village are trained in sets which are rented spaces in houses of local residents. Once women trainees in a particular village have finished with their course, the skill centers move to other localities and villages. A mapping of existing a mapping of the existing skill, imparting capacities, and identification of potential skilling infrastructure can enable better capacity building and infrastructure utilization. The district the district skill committees can the district skill committees can organize information, education, and communication activities for creating awareness and for problem solving. They can come up with innovation methods for providing access to skill and for making skills relevant to the needs of the local population and realize their aspirations. As a part of the transformation of aspirational district program launched in 2018 and anchored in Niti Aayog, there has been a special focus on skill training of youth in 112 aspirational districts, including those from vulnerable and marginalized sections of society, with various stakeholders and agencies coming forward to empower youth in aspirational districts. The progress on various indicators of health and nutrition, agriculture and water resources, education, then financial inclusion and skill development in aspirational districts is significantly contributing to socio-economic development of rural youth. Technology, which younger people use with greater skill and is compared to the older generation, can help us reach new milestones in nation's advancement, and the role of technology has been explored in post-COVID-19 times to address the most pressing problems facing the country. Niti Aayog, in collaboration with the Ministry of Labour and Employment, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Youth Affairs, and with support from corporate sector, has taken the initiative to create a digital livelihood access platform, that is Unnati. The platform has immense potential to connect blue and grey collar workers of India with job opportunities offered by employers across the country. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has also launched AI-based Atmanirbhar AI-based Atmanirbhar skilled employee employer mapping, that is your ASEM digital platform to bridge the demand supply gap of skilled workforce across sectors. The platform integrates candidate data coming to the Skill India portal from various state and central skilling schemes, the database of labor migrants, including those who return to India under and aims to connect job seekers with relevant livelihood opportunities in their local communities, especially in the post-COVID-19 situation. The Digital India campaign launched by the Government of India is to provide encouragement to a digital savvy youth and leverage the growing internet penetration, especially among the younger population, which could be drivers of digital literacy and promotion in the entire country. The Digital India journey has impacted all aspects of the lives of Indian citizens, including youth with initiatives of Aadhaar, direct benefit transfer, common services centers, DigiLocker, mobile-based Umang services, participatory governance through MyGov, Jeevan Praman to UPI, UPI, then Ayushman Bharat, e-hospital, PM Kisan, e-Naam, soil health cards, Swayam, Swayam Prabha, National Scholarship Portal, e-Pathshala, and so on. Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharata Abhiyan (PMGDISHA) was launched to promote digital literacy in rural India. PMGDISHA is strengthened through the network of the Common Service Centers, that is CSCS. Networks Network of the Common Service Centers, that is CSCS, that deliver various digital services to small towns and rural areas. The Common Service Centers have an important role to play in empowering citizens, particularly the youth, through access to information, knowledge, and digital skills. A national AI portal and responsible AI for youth was launched recently to lay the foundation for an AI powered future. Digital India's initiatives have also played a pivotal role during the COVID-19 situation with initiatives such as Arogya Setu, e-Sanjeevani, sensitization through MyGov and other social media platforms. Past initiatives and campaigns have shown that when youth are mobilized to lead a social cause, a marked difference can be made and everyone else can be inspired to follow in the footsteps of young leaders. Neighborhood Youth Parliaments organized by the Nehru Yuva Kendra (NYK) Sangathan have played an important role in organizing debates and discussions among youth and mobilizing them for the Swachhata Abhiyan and other Shramdan activities. Youth have also played a key role in leading COVID-19 protection campaigns and in supporting frontline workers. The NYK, NSS, and SSGs will also have an important role to play in creating awareness and disseminating accurate information regarding the vaccination drive in the coming months. The newly launched National Education Policy 2020 can become a great opportunity to the empowerment of youth. The policy targets phase-wise integration of vocational education programs into mainstream education by exposing vocational subjects in middle and secondary schools. The emphasis on vocational education will be significant in enhancing employability and all-round development of rural youth. While more teachers will have to be recruited for vocational subjects, youth volunteers in rural areas can also play an important role in assisting school teachers and also in creating awareness among students and parents on how vocational education can benefit the career prospects of students. Swami Vivekananda was of the view that the youth can lead a successful life for themselves or for others only when they are physically fit. Okay. Then the United Nations, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the International Yoga Day on India's proposal. Since 2015, International Yoga Day is celebrated across the world, with youth enthusiastically leading this celebration in India. The Fit India movement was launched by the government to harness the power of youth with volunteers of Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan National Service Scheme along with Scouts and Guides, NCC and other youth organizations coming together to create mass awareness about the importance of fitness. Then Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog in its action plan Let's Play an action plan to achieve 50 Olympic medals ahead of the 2024 Summer Olympics presented a 20-point action plan in 2016, made a number of recommendations such as setting up of more sports academies for individual sports, devotion of a fixed proportion of school expenditure towards maintaining and enhancing supporting infrastructure and equipment and harnessing the potential of indigenous and regional sports. A special emphasis is given to sports and nurturing the talent of budding sports persons through Khelo India National Program for Development of Sports launched in October 2017. Indigenous indigenous sports such as Kho, Kabaddi, Malakam, then Kalari, Kalaripayattu, Gatka, and Thangta are being encouraged and supported by the government. The Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs has recently approved the inclusion of four indigenous games, that is Gatka, uh, Kalari Paitu, then Thangta, and Malakhamba to be a part of Khelo India Youth Games 2021 to be held in Haryana. This, this initiative will help these disciplines along with Yogasana to get national recognition and gain popularity among youth and sports enthusiasts in the country. In the coming years, the ministry has also planned to add more indigenous sports at the Khelo Games. States may also provide further encouragement to regional sports through organizing inter-district and inter-state competitions and nurturing talent of young sports persons from rural areas. Engagement of rural youth in sports at a competitive and recreational level will help instill pride and also provide them career and vocational opportunities. Under the government flagship initiatives, Atal Innovation Mission AIM, implemented by Niti Aayog, Atal Tinkering Labs set up across the country helping school students find innovative solutions to problems facing their communities. 68 Atal Incubation Centers (AIC) support more than 1,500 startups in the country, and over 6,000 Atal Tinkering Labs have been set up to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. Keeping up the interest of youth in agriculture is crucial for the development of the country given the importance of the sector for our economy. New and innovative interventions need to be put in place to involve rural youth in agricultural development. Several agriculture startups are presently using data and technology to identify potential challenges to crops, build more efficient supply chains, and deliver inputs to farmers at lower costs. Youth youth have played a leading role in such startups that can be scaled up nationwide. Initiatives need to be taken by state governments, private enterprises, and civil society organizations to nurture talent of youth through various programs, competitions, awards, and hackathons aimed at greater outreach to rural youth. To allow for collaboration among rural youth across the country, a one-stop digital platform may be considered where youth can exchange ideas and come together to implement them. The platform can also uh, young link young entrepreneurs to financing and investment. Moving forward, we need to continue to engage youth through cultural, digital, and social media platforms so that they become aware about their rights and duties and emerge as forerunners in rebuilding rural India. We must be able to inculcate in the youth an appreciation for our rich heritage, for traditional, tribal, ethnic arts, crafts, and community specific skills, focusing on their overall personality development. Government functionaries down right down to the grassroots level of the village secretariat should treat youth as stakeholders, as equal partners, and not just as beneficiaries. Youth leaders, civil society, government, and non-government organizations all need to work together in close coordination for the all-round development of youth in rural India. So this much only in this today's session. Uh, Here, I think so many informations we got from this topic. This is taken from your Kurukshetra magazine, that is February month. Okay, so it will be helpful for the students who are preparing for the UPSC, and also it will be helpful in different competitive exams related to your agriculture sector also. So thank you for listening. So now we are finishing today's session, and thank you.